We are live with episode 15 of Vindication. My name is Alexander Shaw, and I am joined by the chairman of the CWL for an absolutely electric night of action.
Oh my God, we're getting started right off the bat. It looks like Jack Steele and Phil X are already getting the show started in the back. They're not booked here for a match. I wonder why they're... Is this because of what happened last week?
I mean, we've seen the tensions rising, so to speak, between these two men, and now Jack Steele taking to a boiling point backstage. Phil X trying to get himself out of that powerbomb. That could be disastrous, and then we see Phil X taking the fight to Jack Steele.
Now, I honestly don't know what is up with Jack Steele. I know he has his whole church, and, you know, everything that he thinks he does with the church is correct. Yes, they won the Vindication Women's Championship with Eleva Mistral, but what is his problem with Phil X? Everybody should be allowed to live the life that they want to live, and I think Phil X is a pretty happy guy. I don't know why Jack Steele is trying to push his beliefs onto this guy.
Well, there we see Phil X, the huge headshot with the chair. You know, we see them now brawling in the gorilla position here as Jack Steele looking for another powerbomb to Phil X.
Oh, I think he's going to carry him out here. Oh, there they go. They come through the door, and now Jack Steele, what are you doing? That's really close to the pyrotechnics there. Phil X has got to move from there.
That's very close to the pyrotechnics indeed. Jack Steele now. What has he got in mind as he's now heading down towards the ring? Has he made his point?
I mean, normally when people come down here, they come down here to grab a microphone and say some words, but hold on. Hold on. Oh my God, Jack, what are you doing?
What the? Jack Steele. That's the pyro that...
Phil, I hope you understand the stakes now. I hope you see how far I'm willing to go. And I hope you're willing to go just as far because, Phil, you are going to have to. I'm going to finish this at 0 hour. And when I beat you, you'll be left with only one option: to leave your sick life behind and to join the Church of Steel.
I have no idea what is going through Jack Steele's mind right now, and honestly, I'm at a loss for words right now.
We see that medical personnel did come out and retrieve Phil X. We'll hopefully get some more updates on that. But for now, we've got Jasper Star, one of the new young bloods of the Vindication roster, going up against Kaz the Mad, a veteran of the CWL. And this is very much so two men who have been on the uprise lately, looking to get that top spot.
The opening match of Vindication is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, Jasper Star.
Jasper Star, someone who's had a very interesting start to his CWL career, if I have to say, Mr. Chairman. I mean, I think in his first match that he ever won was by DQ, and then the next time we saw him was in that 8-man elimination match, where he really proved himself. He really showed himself that he could be a top star here, but fell short against Michael Young. This could be his chance to bounce back.
And his opponent, representing the fabulous, furious Freaks, weighing 450 pounds, Kaz the Mad.
And now Kaz the Mad making his way out to the ring right now. Now, you talk about two people that have had a resurgence of careers, if you will, here in the CWL. Kaz the Mad, ever since joining up with the Fabulous Furious Freaks, has been very hit or miss. He did manage to get into the Gold in the Bank ladder match, but unfortunately he didn't win. But then again, he's been getting very signature wins. I think a win here over Jasper Star is going to show exactly the level that Kaz the Mad is at. If he loses, then it's going to show exactly the kind of potential that Jasper Star does indeed have.
Absolutely. This, like I said earlier, it's two rising stars looking to continue that rise, but one of them has to fall here tonight. Jasper Star, someone who's been looking for that big break, nearly got it so many times. You've got to wonder if tonight, even Kaz the Mad, as monstrous as he is, can he stop the determination of Jasper Star?
Well, we're sure to find out here shortly as the referee gets in position. Both these men are ready to go. This is the first match of Vindication the week before 0 hour, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. The bell has rung. The match has begun.
Absolutely. Now we see Kaz the Mad immediately overpowering Jasper Star. Huge Uranagi side slam there. And now Jasper, he's going to need to start. That's not the smart move. You need to start using your speed and trying to use a bit of technical ability, but you can't allow yourself to get overpowered by Kaz, because he's not going to win the power matchup.
That's honestly the thing that I feel a lot of people don't realize about Kaz. The guy actually weighs over 300 pounds. He is incredibly dense. That is something that you don't see quite often here in the CWL because, well, you know, your frame is what people perceive you as. But when you get to 300 pounds and you look just like Kaz, that is unheard of. So a lot of people don't really realize that they have to use their speed because Kaz is actually a giant.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that if you didn't do your research, I've got to agree, you would think that you didn't need to outspeed someone like Kaz, and that could be playing into the inexperience of someone like Jasper. Like right now, Jasper able to take the fight quite well to Kaz the Mad, and now taking a bit to get in his face for a moment.
Oh, and that cross body there in the corner. It seemed like Kaz the Mad wasn't even affected, but that European uppercut sure rocked him a little bit. But it didn't matter because then he just slams Jasper Star down.
This is what is so difficult about this matchup for Jasper Star. You have to hit twice as much offense than Kaz the Mad, and even that it's still even. Because Jasper did all of that to Kaz, and now Kaz is right back on the offense, and it's just as even as it was 2 minutes ago, as we see that huge buckle bomb sending Jasper spine first into the turnbuckle.
And now Kaz the Mad knows that this is his match to win, as he is starting to lay all the offense on Jasper Star. Oh, but it looks like Jasper Star may have actually just caught him in a moment. He sends Kaz to the outside. What has Star got in mind here as the fight continues on the outside?
Well, no man's land is the great equalizer in professional wrestling. You've got to wonder if Jasper was trying to use it to his advantage. But it does not seem like it has panned out all too well.
Now the referee continues counting, and ladies and gentlemen, don't forget this is a 20 count here in the CWL. We allow our superstars more than enough time to get back inside the ring, as I believe we only got up to a 5. Jasper Star now going for that Northern Light suplex, and no, he's lifting him back up. Kaz the Mad in trouble, and a twisting neck breaker. Kaz the Mad in definitely a lot of trouble here.
Jasper needs to keep the speed up, needs to keep the pressure on to Kaz. Kaz wisely make your way over to the ropes, but Jasper catches him with the Dragon Rana nonetheless.
And he goes for the pinfall here. The referee is right there, 1, but Kaz the Mad kicks out at 1.
Absolute, no pun intended, but absolutely maddening stuff that Kaz able to kick out of that beautifully executed Dragon Rana. And now Jasper looking to just wear down the big man, and you've got to feel taking some time to think of what he's got to do next.
I mean, if you take a minute to think about it, what can you do next? To do something like that off of the top rope and for Kaz to still kick out at 1? Shaw, is there really anything that Jasper Star can do?
I think if we're looking historically, one thing he has to do is he has to catch Kaz the Mad sort of slipping. He needs to wait for Kaz to make a mistake. You can't brute force someone like Kaz. You need to capitalize on mistakes he made. So you've got to feel that this is, the longer this match goes, maybe the longer it benefits Jasper, just because the more mistakes get presented.
And now we go back to the outside again. This is definitely not a spot where Jasper wants to be, because if Kaz catches him, then it's definitely going to be a very, very bad night for Jasper Star, we're being perfectly honest. But it doesn't matter because Jasper got him with the Salida del Sol right there, middle of the ring. Referee 1, 2. Oh, but he kicked out. Now this is where Jasper Star needs to keep laying it on. It looks like he's about to go for another one right here. Kaz the Mad possibly about to get put out as Jasper Star keeps wrangling him up, and he's got the clutch in. The choke is in. This could be it. Is Kaz gonna tap out?
The butterfly, the chicken wing locked in right there, and that could be enough. Got the hooked around the throat, legs wrapped around the body, nowhere for Kaz to go. Looks like Kaz prying his way out, and like I said, the strength of Kaz coming into play, able to muscle his way out of that chicken wing.
Now, incredibly, Kaz the Mat gets out of that submission, and now it looks like he's preparing for something here. Oh, we're about to see something bad here from Kaz the Mat as that Claymore kick connects in the corner. He goes for the pinfall, and that has got to be it. The referee counts 2, and oh my God, Jasper Star kicked out!
We've seen the resilience of Jasper Star in the past, but you've got to wonder, how much more can he take as he gets called to his feet? And the apocalypse has come for Jasper Star. Hook of the leg, and Kaz the Mad picks up a big victory here tonight over a very game Jasper Star.
What a way to kick off Vindication here, Shaw. I can't believe that these two just went to the extremes that they did, but it shows just how intense the competition here is on Vindication.
Absolutely. The fact that neither of these men are champions or even now point contenders just sort of goes to show how deep the talent pool here is, not just in Vindication, but in the CWL. And you've got to feel that even though Jasper Star came out with a loss, both these men have very bright futures on this brand.
The winner of the match, Kaz the Man.
As Kaz the Mad celebrates his win, a big win for the fabulous, furious freaks.
Hold on, where's the crowd looking at? They're not looking inside the ring, which is weird.
Oh, wait a second, it was looking here in the audience. It appears a fight has broken out between Pistolero and Harris.
I mean, we know these two are going to be at 0 Hour fighting for the #1 contendership against Michael Young, but why are they fighting in the crowd? Like, if they want a match before 0 Hour, they can just come talk to us and we'll make the match happen. Like, what is happening right now?
Harris is taking Pistolero towards the ring. That's what's happening right now, as he now picks him up, and nearly clipping him face first onto the bottom of those steel steps. And now Harris, well, we know the stipulation that's happening this Sunday, an Iron Tables match. Oh, wait a sec. Pistolero looking to make sure Harris does not get a chance to get a leg up, and now it looks like Pistolero is the one trying to get a leg up on the competition. Both these men playing a very dangerous game right now.
I don't like where this is headed as they go back inside the ring. As we know, a lot of people love sending people to the outside with the superplexes. We like to call it the CWL special. With the way those tables are looking, I'm very scared right now.
Yeah, and if I'm Harris, I'd be extra scared right now, as Pistolero got him in the corner, and I think you called it perfectly. Got him set up for CWL special to the outside.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
Oh, and a huge car crash here, right out front of our announce table. Harris sent crashing through 2 tables. If this was this Sunday, that'd be 2 points. And right now we've got 2 men with a point to prove. William Black and Zarato are both looking to get into the title picture here on Vindication. One a former tag team champion and one part of a new tag team. This should be quite an interesting contest, to say the least.
As we have people out here helping Harris to the back, and Pistolero walks with his own. Oh my God, that was nuts.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 248 pounds, by ways of the Isle of Samoa, Zero Toya.
Saratoga making his way down to the ring now. And, you know, we were just talking about Pistolero. Here's someone who, I think, unfortunately, has sort of been living in the shadow of Pistolero ever since the season began, just due to the fact that he was tag team champions with him, and then lost his tag team title to Pistolero. He was pretty much kicked out of a two-person team and had to watch as the person that beat him went on to become one of the most legendary tag team champions we've ever seen in the CW world. That's gotta hurt, and you've gotta feel he needs to prove himself here tonight.
And his opponents, accompanied by Austin Wolf, representing the Sons of Finesse, weighing 235 pounds, from Biloxi, Mississippi, the Wolf of War, William Black.
And now here comes William Black. Now, William Black has had an incredible run here on Vindication. Yes, he's had some stumbles, but he defeated Michael Young before Michael Young was the Vindication champion, literally like a week or two before it happened. And then he beat MD. To say that William Black is not one of the top contenders here on Vindication, he has found a new motivation for the new show that he's been on, is completely asinine, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think this match with Zairotoa is going to show exactly the mindset that William Black is going to have, and I would not be surprised if we see him possibly challenge for the championship after Merry Mayhem. Now, that is about 6 weeks away, but William Black has put himself in a position to truly be one of the main people that we're going to be talking here, or we're going to be talking about here after Merry Mayhem.
Well, and, you know, you mentioned how he is easily a top contender. You've got to feel William Black has to feel a little pissed off that he's not in either of the number one contenders matches that we have here, both tonight and at Zero Hour. I mean, he's beaten MP and Jack Thunderheart in Tag Action and Gold in the Bank, and now he's beaten the current world champion, and he's not in that Iron Tables match at Zero Hour. You've got to feel that William Black thinks he deserves a shot, and I've got to be honest, I don't know who can deny him a title shot at this point.
I will have to agree there, Shaw. And it's a tricky situation. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to deny that at all whatsoever. But it's why I'm telling you right now, I believe that William Black is going to be one of the big players walking out of Merry Mayhem, regardless of what match he's in then.
Yeah, and I just said who could possibly deny him that title shot. Maybe Zairotoa could do that right here tonight, as we've seen one person who has gotten his career on track since coming to Vindication. Here's someone who is looking to get his career back on track this season. This has almost been one person who is on an uprise and one person who's been on the decline ever since the season began.
Oh, and now we see right there flashy stuff from William Black, but it looked like Zairotoa had it scouted. The last kick was what caught Zyro. Oh, but now Zyro's doing the same. A lot of flashy things here by both men, and he just like flipped him over and slammed him on his face.
You know, we know both of these men could be very brute force in their strategies. You've got to wonder if maybe looking to go for a little more flash, trying to distract the other, throw the other off their game plan.
Oh, now that back suplex right there by William Black could have landed Zairotoa on his neck. Oh, and a kick was straight to the head.
And Zyro, though, just taking it flush, getting right to his feet, but getting caught. No, I was going to say getting caught with the knee in the corner, but Zairotoa, big open hand palm strike there. And now William Black, though, connecting with that knee, taking Zyro to the ground, nearly breaking his nose there. And the single leg Boston Crab, looking to almost humiliate Zairotoa here.
And now Zairotoa manages to push off William Black. This has been a very incredibly fast-paced match that
Absolutely, and Zyratoa, you just look at the two, and he's definitely got a size advantage, but William Black is quite the powerhouse himself. But you've got to feel he relies a bit more on his striking than his power, and maybe that could be where William Black pulls ahead in this one.
Now, the one thing we actually haven't even talked about, which I kind of feel bad about, is the fact of the wild card Austin Wolf being on the outside. Do you think that's going to have any kind of effect here on this match?
Oh, absolutely, and I'm not just talking about Austin Wolf possibly getting involved, but rather another thing you have to keep in mind is, I mentioned earlier, Pistolero sort of forcing Zyratoa to live in his shadow. You've got to feel seeing a tag team partner there could cause emotional. Wait a second there, huge! Over the rope dive there by William Black, taking out Zyratoa. We rarely see the Wolf of Vindication leave his feet, but taking out Zyro to do just that.
And now Zyro managing to... Oh, I thought he was starting to get his bearings back after that huge dive from William Black, but it seemed to not be the case, as now William Black continues the assault inside the ring. That judo throw has put Zyratoa in a very precarious position here, as now William Black gets him close to the ropes. I think I know what he's got in mind. He's going to put his feet up on the ropes. Oh, but Zyro only kicks out at one.
Only a one count from Zyro, and William Black gonna need to think of something else here. Goes for Larry in the corner, gets caught though with the pump handle slam there, connecting from Zyratoa. And we're seeing Zyratoa beginning to feel it, beginning to get into the groove that made him so dangerous at the end of Season 3. And now, for William Black trying to just stuff that out any way he can. Kitchen sink in the corner.
Oh, now that alley-oop power bomb. Not going for a pinfall there. No covers from William Black. He wants to continue the assault. And I'm keeping a very close eye on Austin Wolf. Oh, but hold on. Speaking of which, he's got the Wolf's clutch inside the ring, middle of the ring. This is a bad spot for Zyro.
Zyro got nowhere to go. Ropes too far away to make a proper hold on. And now the referee in perfect position asking Zyratoa if he quits, but no, William Black releasing the hold. I think he felt his grip slipping, and instead gonna try and transition here into the blackout. Gets the kick to the gun, hooks the arms, and drops him face first onto the canvas.
And that's gonna be it as the referee gets in position. 1, 2, it's over for... Oh my God, Zyratoa actually kicked out of the blackout.
Zyratoa, ever resilient, kicking out, and William Black now just raining down the fist, raining down the right onto Zyratoa, looking to almost beat the life out of him here.
It honestly looks like William Black is completely frustrated over this. I have never seen William Black this determined to pick up a victory. Maybe he wants to show Austin Wolf how it's done, because Austin Wolf himself actually just got knocked out by Edward Bronson with that chokehold that we've seen from that man. But I don't know. This is a different William Black than we're seeing before. Normally, after a Wolf's clutch, he does go for, another one or something bigger. But William Black, very, very smart to let it go. Maybe try not to tire his arms. But Zyratoa here himself going for the Chimera Plex once again. And that's gonna be it possibly too. But no, William Black able to kick out of that one.
That bridging suplex, and we see immediately afterwards him dropping to a knee. The wear and tear of this match taking its toll on Zyratoa, and you've got to feel right now he's trying to end this any way he can with a Kamehameha.
And now the referee is right there. 1, 2, but William Black manages to still kick out after the Kamehameha.
Zyratoa hitting his best shot, but it is not enough. And you've got to feel right now, and we see it just beating right into the forehead of William Black. And we're seeing simple strategies here for both men. Both men hit their biggest shot, and after his kick out, they just went immediately into almost a ground and pound sort of strategy. You've got to feel that's the frustration from both men setting in, thinking, what in the hell do I have to do to put this man down?
And now Zyro seems to have thought over that plan, because he wanted to fight on the outside, but Austin Wolf right there, ready to possibly pounce. And now Zyratoa doing the exact same thing that William Black did earlier, but William also kicks out at 1.
And now we see the sling blade from William Black, and what a statement it is after all this to just kick out at 1 against Zairo Toa. We got to feel William Black trying to get his confidence back a little bit here. Stalking his prey is the Wolf of Vindication. Turns him around. Wolf's clutch locked in. Chokeholds in. Feet are wrapped around the body. Nowhere for Zairo to go as he's been turned away from the ropes. And William Black, oh, wait a second, Zairo able to pull his way out, and that headbutt there, the reverse headbutt, able to get him out.
Oh, and now William Black able to trip up Zairo. That was definitely some incredible work from Zairo to be able to get out of that second Wolf's clutch. But it looks like we're going to be following it up with a second blackout. But no, Zairo Toa able to shift his weight, connects with a clothesline, and now Zairo Toa is back in the driver's seat.
And now he's charging up once again for a second. And that has got to be it. Into the cover. Hook of the leg. It's Zairo Toa. No! Not enough after 2 Kamehamehas.
What are these two men made out of?
Pure toughness. As some other people say, they're as tough as a $2 steak. And both the men not wanting to lose. Wait a second. Huge springboard spring kick. We never see anything like that from William Black.
These two are pulling new things out of their arsenal, and quite frankly, it is the most insane thing I've ever seen, as now it looks like William Black is trying to close this out for once again. This has just been absolute madness.
And William Black, European uppercuts aplenty, looking to close the deal here, looking to close out this match. We've played our 8th innings, we're in a 9th inning now. And William Black off the ropes, drop kick drops Zairo Toa, and now William Black in firm control, turns him around and looking once again for the Wolf's clutch, center of the ring, and he's got it cinched in. And
it's exhaustion.
Nowhere to go.
Is exhaustion finally going to kick in? It looks like it is, as Zairo Toa taps out to the Wolf's clutch. But what an incredible contest we just saw between these two.
Absolutely, either man gave an inch. And Zairo Toa, yes, he did tap out towards the end, but he did not quit after so much punishment that he endured. You've got to feel, even though he did come up with a W, that was a match you could be proud of.
The winner of the match, the Wolf of War, William Black.
What a way so far to start Vindication. I mean, we saw Jasper Star and Kaz the Man go at it and had a great contest. We saw William Black and Zairo Toa go at it, have a great contest. It might be an all-bangers night here on Vindication.
I mean, this upcoming match that we have next is two champions teaming up against a very strong contender and an actual contender who they're going to meet on Sunday. This has absolute fireworks written all over it, and I think it's going to deliver just like the previous two matches.
Yes, this is going to be a very interesting contest indeed. You've got to wonder, though, is Olivia Maestral and Marilyn Benson going to be able to coexist? As they don't seem like two people that might be the most fond of each other, to say the least.
I agree. But, you know, Benson is a serious wrestler now. I think she's going to be able to put the differences aside, be a professional, and carry her team to victory.
The following tag team match is set for one fall. Introducing first the team of your CWL Openweight Champion. She is a serious wrestler, Marilyn Benson, and her partner, your Vindication Women's Champion, Olivia Mistral.
Olivia Maestral. I'm sorry, I was going to say Marilyn Betts make her way down to the ring, but I was going to say Olivia Maestral, someone who's had a very big change of pace, a change of height as of late. Marilyn Betts is someone who recently as well had a change of height back at the start of, towards the start of the season. You've got to feel these are two very different people than, let's say, 2 seasons ago, if they were to team up.
I agree. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first time we're seeing Olivia Mistral out here without the church?
It could very well be, and it could be the fact that it is a tag team match. She doesn't feel like she has to do all the work herself. She might not need any backup, but coming out here without Jack Steele, without Max Shearman, without Isaac, you've got to feel maybe a bit more confidence is coming the way of the Vindication Women's Champion.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Personally, the fact that the Church of Steel isn't out here, because usually from me having been a fan of this business for so long before opening up my own company, I feel like there's shenanigans about. If there aren't any, I'll eat my words. But the fact that the Church of Steel isn't out here supporting their girl doesn't sit right with me.
And their opponents, Danielle Wright and her tag team partner, Amber Arcade.
Danielle Wright make your way down to the ring. Someone who's been a newcomer to the CWL at the start of the season, and while she hasn't really, I feel like, elevated herself to a top contendership spot yet, you can sort of tell she has all the tools to make it there one day.
I mean, she was in the Gold in the Bank ladder match, which a lot of people didn't give her a chance in, and I believe she was one of the standouts from that ladder match. So I think Danielle Wright can definitely be one of the big players here when she starts putting it all together. She's already made a huge impact right off the bat. She's not that far away from being able to make it to that next level.
Absolutely. Like I said, she's got all the tools there. She just needs to put it all together. And speaking of someone who has finally put it all together, Amber Arcade, 7 days away from a women's title match, something she has not had in a very long time. I want to say since she won the women's title at Battle Lines last season. And you've got to feel this is something that almost fell into her lap a little bit. She beat Olivia Maestral just before Olivia became champion, and if Olivia never became champion, who knows if Amber would have gotten this opportunity. That's why every match in the CWL matters.
Now, this is a more determined Amber Arcade that we've seen before. This is possibly the best version of Amber Arcade that we've seen before. Even though she did drop a match to Alexandra Marie just a few weeks ago, this is still the same Amber Arcade that was able to, bring the fans together and put out incredible matches. And her appearance in the Gold in the Bank ladder match was nothing to scoff at. She did incredible, and she was just fingertips away from getting that padlock out of the briefcase and getting that briefcase herself. And she probably would have used it against Olivia Mistral, but that's beside the point. We're here right now, tag team action, 2 champions on one side, a strong contender and a contender, an actual contender going at it, and this is going to be an absolutely crazy match.
Yeah, and Amber Arcade, someone who we've seen when their back is against a wall is when they really shine. I mentioned earlier the match at Battle Lines, beating Holly Queen, who, pound for pound, might be the best submission wrestler in the entire company. And she was able to beat her for the title when her career was on the line. You've got to wonder, going into this match with Olivia Maestral, because that stakes isn't necessarily there, because she doesn't have the back against the wall, maybe she's considered maybe the favorite to win that match. Could we see Amber Arcade choke under the pressure?
It's very possible, and it's some stuff that we've heard from people as the years have gone by, that Amber always chokes under pressure. But if she always did, she wouldn't have had won the Nemesis Women's Championship at Battle Lines like she did last year, because that was when all the pressure was on her. She put her career on the line. Now, it's not the same this time around, but, it's still a title match. There's still probably going to be 3 people at ringside. It's going to be a very interesting fact. But let's talk about this for a second. Marilyn Benson also has a title defense coming up this Sunday against April from Nemesis. We know how that ended last time at the very same event with the very same person, everything that went around it. Now, do you think that's on the back of Marilyn Benson's mind? Do you think she feels like she has something to prove here?
Absolutely. I think anyone who has hung around Marilyn Benson over the past year knows how much that loss ate away at her. I mean, we're going to talk about Amber Arcade beating Harley Quinn. Marilyn Benson beat Harley Quinn for the openweight title at a time when Harley Quinn seemed nigh unstoppable as champion, and then losing it to someone as April, which, if we're being completely fair, Mr. Chairman, at the time was not considered a top-level talent, was not considered someone who was going to be a major challenge for Marilyn Benson to drop the title to April. You've got to feel over the past year that has been brewing inside of Marilyn Benson, and you've got to wonder if determination, maybe fear, is there for Marilyn Benson, her possibly losing again and losing it to April again.
I would agree. I think this is going to be a very interesting matchup. And quite frankly, I wish we had Marilyn Benson and April on the same brand, because I want to see that match happen more than just once a year. But alas, I agree. I think it's going to be a very exciting matchup as we see Olivia Mistral mixing it up with Daniel Wright. Now, this is actually the best opportunity for Daniel Wright to show what she's got, because she's in there with the current top woman of this brand.
I agree. I mean, regardless of win-loss record, regardless of what anyone says, if you hold that top title, you are the top person on the brand, and we see stuff like that. The shuttle sickness is what won her that title. Going into the cover now, looking to pin Daniel Wright, make it a quick night for the champion into the cover, only a 2-count.
Now, that shuttle sickness is definitely one of the most underappreciated maneuvers from Olivia Mistral's moveset, because that's actually what gave her the opportunity to go for the zero gravity and pin the women's champion Rox. Now, aside from all the other shenanigans that may or may not have happened, that shuttle sickness was still, again, what set up the eventual finish of the zero gravity. So I think a lot of people don't really appreciate the lengths that Olivia Mistral has gone through to really evolve and to capture that women's championship the way she did.
Well, and we talked earlier about Amber Arcade feeling pressure, feeling like her, she's at her best when her back's against the wall. Imagine the pressure that's under Olivia Mistral right now. Since day one, since you came in and beat Annie Thunder in your debut match, you've been touted as this is the person that is going to make waves in this division. This is the person that's going to be a big-time player. And then to go all of Season 3 without picking up a win, and now to have won the women's title, you've got to feel now there's that pressure to finally live up to the hype, to finally live up to what people have been saying about you since day one. And you've got to wonder, if we again talked about backs being against the wall, could her back be against the wall, or could her arms and legs be about to be taken off by the Have Mercy from Danielle Wright? Got the submission locked in. Olivia Mistral not able to make a proper grasp towards the ropes.
Can you imagine what this arena would sound like if Daniel Wright actually taps out Olivia Mistral here like that?
It would be, especially with a move Olivia Mistral knows so well, it would be absolutely devastating. But wait a second, going into the cover is Amber Arcade. Marilyn Benson not letting that slip up go easily.
Oh, and she trips up Amber Arcade. The battleground is even, as now Daniel Wright and Marilyn Benson going at it over on the other side of the ring. Amber Arcade just watching on. She knows that this is her opportunity to take over and possibly beat Olivia Mistral. Now, what would it do for Olivia Mistral's mindset going into next week if Amber Arcade actually defeats her here in this match?
I mean, it would definitely, like I said, a big blow to the momentum, but it could also be a wake-up call for her. And right now, I think Olivia Mistral looking to not even make that a factor here as she goes up to the top rope. Huge diving leg drop from the top onto the throat of Amber Arcade, and now lifting her up. Wait a second, was looking to maybe go for another shuttle sickness, but gets caught. Michinoku driver from Amber Arcade.
Oh, now Amber Arcade is getting all kinds of fired up. I think she's thinking super power bomb, but no. Instead, she is setting up Olivia Mistral for all kinds of maneuvers here. Amber Arcade going up to the top. Is she gonna go for, oh, the double axe handle right there from the top? The crowd is behind her right now, and Olivia Mistral looking for a tag to Marilyn Benson. That is definitely the play here. Oh, but it looks like she's gonna do that because she learned that from fighting bears.
And Amber Arcade now going into the cover of Olivia Mistral. Marilyn Benson not coming in to help. And Amber Arcade and Danielle Wright picking up a major win. Amber Arcade pinning the champion just 7 days before she faces her at 0 Hour.
Maybe Marilyn Benson thought better of it. Maybe she knew that Olivia Mistral was done. Maybe Olivia Mistral let her have that win to conserve energy. I don't know what it was, but Amber Arcade just pinned the Vindication Women's Champion.
I mean, you want to talk about momentum, you want to talk about pressure. The momentum's from the side of Amber Arcade, and the pressure is certainly on for the Women's Champ.
The winners of the match, the team of Danielle Wright and her tag team partner, Amber Arcade.
Well, I will eat my words. There were no shenanigans here from the Church of Steel, but Amber Arcade just picked up a huge win, like we said, 7 days before her championship match. Olivia Mistral must not be happy about that. But we move ahead now to one of the matches that I have been looking forward to personally. The Vindication champion is going to be here, and he's going to be fighting one half of the contenders for the tag team championship, the Dower Ranger. Will the Lord of Lariats actually be able to put away this massive fighting robot? We're about to find out.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 253 pounds, from Melbourne, Australia, your Vindication Heavyweight Champion, the Lord of Lariats, Michael Young.
Michael Young making his way on into the ring, and we've definitely been living in a Michael Young era ever since, it feels almost ever since he took out Ricky Valentine towards the start of the season. He has stolen the spotlight here on Vindication, and now he has taken the world title for himself. And great competitors, both Pistolero and Harris, but you've got to feel both of them are going to need to bring the fight of their lives to beat Michael Young, because this is the best he has ever been.
And his opponents, representing GPU, the Dower Ranger.
Now, would you believe me if I told you just 4 months ago that Dower Ranger was going to be challenging for a championship here in the CWL?
No. I would not have believed you. Dower Ranger does not have what we'd like to call an exemplary win-loss record, to say the least, up until this point.
EBAC has done some amazing work under everything here, because Dower Ranger has been an incredible talent ever since the season began, if we're being honest. As you mentioned, not the best win-loss record, but the Dower Ranger has turned something on in his, I guess, motherboard. I'm not sure. And now he's one step away from becoming a tag team champion here in the CWL. A win over Michael Young would be the biggest win in his career so far.
Absolutely, but it also might be the biggest if of his career so far. I mean, all the respect and will to Dower Ranger, phenomenal competitor. But ever since Endgame 3, Michael Young has been on a complete other level. where I've got to be honest, I don't know. Like I said, great competitors with Harris Pistolero, but I don't know if there's anyone on this brand who can truly touch Michael Young in terms of how consistent and how good he has been since the season began. And I've got to be honest, it might be a while until we see someone take that title off of him.
And now as Michael Young plants Dower Ranger right there, this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I legitimately think that, because we have rarely seen Dower Ranger in singles matches this season. He's mostly been doing tag team matches along with E-Bag as part of the GPU. Oh, but hold on. I say that. Oh, and I thought that was going to be it. I legitimately thought that was going to be it. But Michael Young able to kick out before the one. This is going to be a different Dower Ranger. Well, just not actually, because, you know, he's a robot and everything. But it's a different version, if you will. An updated version.
Yeah. Well, he better start running those updates. He needs to start boosting his RAM, and he's going to need to overclock his computer. Because I've got to be honest, we're going to need to see that if he wants to stand toe-to-toe with the Vindication World Champion.
And as we say that, Michael Young looks to completely just T-bone suplex Dower Ranger into the corner. And now Michael Young picking up his victim. And possibly we're going to lift him up for a brainbuster.
Just dumping him on his dome piece here. And now just looking to put him away. Michael Young not paid by the hour. And there we see the German suplex, and now lifting him up into the paint maker.
That's it. That's going to be it. 1, 2, and the Star Jammer LLC member has just picked up a huge victory, an easy victory, let's be honest, over the Dower Ranger.
Like I said, Dower Ranger, great competitor, but Michael Young is untouchable right now. And there's a reason we have to have a number one contenders match at 0 Hour to crown a challenger for his title. Because right now, no one is on his level.
The winner of the match, the Lord of Lariats, Michael Young.
Congratulations go to Michael Young, the Vindication champion. After 4 years of being in this company, he, like you said, this is literally the best Michael Young that we've seen. I have no idea who's even going to be able to come close to take over and possibly defeat him for the championship. As we mentioned, this is the newest Starjammer LLC signing, and I can tell you Jay Scott has got to be very happy over this performance. And speaking of which, I actually just realized I don't just have 30% of this desk. I feel free. But hold on. Oh, hold on. This is Eileen Macy. Or hold on. Let me say this. Quote unquote Eileen Macy. This is the woman who attacked Tiffany Quinn last week in the locker room. But quite frankly, I don't know who this person is, because we know Eileen Macy behind the mask a long time ago was actually Tiffany Quinn. I don't know who is donning this persona. I don't know if there's like some deal that I don't know back from Lucha Libre, but hold on. It looks like she's coming over here. And I think she's handing over a note to a ring announcer.
Okay. I'll do it. Tiffany Quinn, it seems you discovered that some things were taken from your locker last week. The reason for that is that some of those things don't belong to you anymore. So, if you don't want Eileen Macy here to drop you on that stack of dimes that you call a neck again, then you will agree to a sanctioned match. If not, Eileen Macy here can always start targeting staff here if you don't care about them. You would know a thing or two about that after all. A contract has been placed in your possession, and you have until 0 Hour to respond.
Well, Eileen Macy making her way back away from the announcer, and you've got to feel that the gauntlet has definitely been thrown down to Tiffany Quinn. Hopefully we hear something in the coming, days. I mean, they don't have much time.
But I mean, speaking of not much time, these two are about to go toe to toe to find out which man is going to go against Zistro Horror at 0 Hour in just 1 week.
Yeah, and this is almost bittersweet because both these men have this fantastic, unique opportunity, but they're also very good friends. So you've got to feel this isn't going to be heated because there's bad blood. This is going to be heated because neither one wants to hold back against the other.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 214 pounds, from Belfast, Ireland, MD.
We've been talking all night about career resurgences, people on the uprise, and MD, someone who had seemingly come and gone from the CWL. He won the tag titles, but after he lost them, he sort of went away for a bit, and we thought that might have been all we would see of the Anarchist MD, but ever since he's come back, he has sort of reproven himself here in the CWL. He has become a top challenger here, but right now, he has one more challenge left to face if he wants to get a title opportunity in this company, and that's against Jack Thunderheart, and that might be the toughest challenge he's had to face yet.
And his opponents, Jack Thunderheart.
When we talked about MD and how he's been sort of lighting things up, but Jack Thunderheart, he's been sort of bringing the thunder, no pun intended, ever since he debuted here on Vindication, and the fans, they love this guy. They want to see him compete for the title, and when he beat Zistro Horror last week, the amount of clamoring for this man to get number one contender's opportunity to become the number one contender was massive. I'm sure your inbox was full. And you've got to feel tonight we could finally see Jack Thunderheart get the biggest opportunity of his young career.
Well, it was actually kind of crazy because Faith De La Rosa had actually already made the match MD versus Zistro Horror at 0 Hour. But then because of what happened last week, and you mentioned all the clamoring and everything, it was actually changed. MD had to have a match to prove that he was the number one contender against Jack Thunderheart. So as you can see, everybody here in the arena is going crazy for Thunderheart right now. They want that man to be the number one contender, and it's going to be an incredible just showdown between these two.
Absolutely, and we know Jack Thunderheart can beat Zistro Horror. We've seen it happen, but MD, like I said, great competitor, but we've seen him when he gets to that top level. When we saw him at Gold in the Bank in the tag match, when we saw him even just a few weeks ago in this contest, he sort of falls short. And you've got to wonder if maybe it's the fact that he has done so much in so little time, it's sort of gotten to him a little bit. And now he's sort of beginning to crack under all the pressure. And that could cost him his YouTube title shot.
Now, it's good. Actually, I have a thing to bring up about that really quick. The pressure definitely has to be on MD to produce here because, A, yes, the fans love him, but the fans love Jack Thunderheart a little bit more. He also was the one that campaigned for the original title match against Zistro at 0 Hour. And then, if he wins, it's in his hometown. We're going to go all the way over across the pond to Dublin, Ireland, and that's where MD's from. So he's going to be in front of his friends and family if he wins this matchup. That kind of pressure is going to show us exactly what MD is made out of here today.
Absolutely. And Jack Thunderheart, like we said earlier, you've got to feel like this is a bittersweet opportunity for Thunderheart. You're finally getting your shot at a huge title opportunity, but You've got to go up against your friend MD, and you've got to deny him a chance to compete in his hometown in Dublin. You know, like, you've got to feel that there's almost a little bit of a level of bittersweetness, and you've got to feel he's trying to put his professional life in front of his personal life.
And now it looks like both of these men are putting everything that they've got. As we saw earlier, the Rings of Saturn from MD, and now we see this camel clutch from Jack Thunderheart. They're not letting up at all. They're putting everything that they've got into this match, and this is going to, like you said, bittersweet, where someone's heart is going to be broken and someone is going to be on cloud 9 after this. And I can't help but feel bad for either of these men. That Claymore kick out of nowhere from MD to Jack Thunderheart. These two are going hard at each other.
Absolutely. And we mentioned earlier than William Black, someone who has shown himself to be a top contender. Both these two men have history with William Black. Oh, wait a second. The pay dirt connects. That could be enough. Looking to take this one to the pay window is MD, but it's only a 2 count. But with these two men in history with William Black, you've got to feel if either of them picks up the YouTube title, could they have a wolf hunting them right out of the gate?
I mean, I would say so. We just talked about William Black being on one of the best runs that he's had probably since his Twitch championship win over on Nemesis. He definitely has to have his eyes on both of these men.
Absolutely. And Jack Thunderheart taking a moment to breathe on the outside, and MD almost egging him on. And now a huge right hand to the outside. MD now giving chase to Jack Thunderheart, and Thunderheart has been laid out ever since that payday.
That's definitely something that changed the entire complexion of this matchup, as when now we see Jack Thunderheart finally start getting that energy back in his side. He manages to connect with some elbows to MD, but MD kind of taunting him, catching the leg, and then swinging with that right arm. MD back in control, but oh, Jack Thunderheart, he can feel the electricity from this crowd.
And his thing with MD, he can't afford to get too cocky, because if he gets too cocky, that's how you lose the biggest opportunity of your career. That's how you lose getting to compete in your hometown. You cannot afford to let Jack Thunderheart get on a roll as he hits the blue Thunderheart bomb, and that could have just crushed MD's hopes. And no, he's looking to seal the deal. He's looking to not leave any doubt in anyone's mind as Jack Thunderheart lifts him up for the Thunderbuster.
That is exactly how he put away Visceral Horror last week, and this could be how he put away MD too. But no! MD kicks out, and you can see Jack Thunderheart immediately go to the ref. That was 3, but that was not the case, as now Jack Thunderheart tries to continue the assault on MD, but MD now returning the favor. He lifts him up. Are we about to see the red special?
And MD now puts him away with the red light special. And what a contest we saw. And Jack Thunderheart, all to his credit, he capitalized on the cockiness of MD there, was able to hit the blue Thunderheart bomb and the Thunderbuster. But MD would not be denied this chance. He would not be denied that shot at the YouTube title in his hometown. And now MD moves on to 0 Hour.
The winner of the match and your YouTube championship, #1 contender, MD.
You cannot deny this man any longer. He has earned his chance, whether you like it or not, here tonight. And now he moves on to Dublin to face Zistro Horror, and Zistro, you got to feel maybe a little more confident because he doesn't know what happens when he goes up against MD. And MD, you've got to feel riding a huge wave of confidence after beating the man who beat the YouTube champion.
Not only that, like I mentioned earlier, he's going to be in his hometown. He's going to be in front of his friends and family. As we now see MD make his way up to the back, walking up the ramp. But hold on. That's Zistro Horror. That's Zistro Horror.
Zistro right there to meet him, to meet his contender, and a huge slam onto that stage area, that concrete stage. And now, Zistra Horu looking to get a leg up right before the pay-per-view. And now taking him, dragging him to the backstage area. Huge kick to the thigh of MD, and another one looking to take out the legs of the contender.
And I guess these two are just going to keep fighting as they will go through the back. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a main event coming up for you here. Possibly one of the most explosive main events that we have had here on Vindication in quite a long time, as the White Lotus and Lady Britannia take on the DGC.
Yes, and this got a lot of history spaced around it, and you've got to feel that this is a lot of weeks, a lot of almost months of hatred coming to a head between these 6 women. And now, oh, wait a second, backstage, this, like you said, this fight continuing. It's all breaking down here on Vindication.
The main event of Vindication is a 6-woman tag team match set for 1 fall. Introducing first, Lady Britannia and her tag team partners, Yuri York, Catherine Love, the White Lotus.
Here's comes someone who's been sort of a late addition, not just to the Vindication roster, but to this sort of saga of the White Lotus, Lady Britannia, who, while she does not have maybe the same amount of hatred as the White Lotus and the DGC have for each other, or they don't have the years of history, they have certainly made themselves a fixture in this rivalry between these 2 groups, and they seem to be on the side of the White Lotus. And speaking of which, here they come now.
Now, it's actually interesting to see here, and we know that Catherine Love and Yuri York were once inseparable as part of the White Lotus, but still seeing them come out separately, it just shows that they're not quite on the same page like they used to be at one point. But they're going to have to be here today, especially against the united front of the DGC. Both of these women have a very long history with the Black Rose. And now the fact that the Black Rose has found a whole brand new group of, no disrespect, but lackeys, if you will, is going to tell you exactly what Catherine Love and Yuri York was to the Black Rose at one point. It's going to be interesting because Yuri York just came back last week after being taken out by the Black Rose a few weeks back. Yuri York has a point to prove here, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of demeanor she has, especially teaming up with someone who used to be tag team partners with her and champions like Catherine Love right here.
Yeah, and also you've got to wonder how someone like Lady Britannia is going to mesh with this, already established group in the White Lotus. I mean, DGC, we've seen them together. They're a unit. They're a team. They have each other's back. But Lady Britannia, she's an outsider to the White Lotus. You've got to wonder if maybe they might not be able to mesh as well.
Well, Lady Britannia is a person of honor. She is here to uphold the wrestling code. And Lady Britannia, you say that she's an outsider, but she actually has her own beef with the Black Rose. The Black Rose and the DGC kind of ruined Lady Britannia's debut. Even though it was a victory in a handicap match, Lady Britannia wanted a fair tag team, wanted fair action, if you will, and she didn't get that. So that she holds that over the DGC and over the Black Rose.
Absolutely. First impressions are so important, and first impressions are always the worst when there's an asterisk beside them. And you've got to feel Lady Britannia, she's looking to kick some asterisks, if you know what I mean.
And their opponents, the team of Black Rose, Sarah LeBlanc, Kaylin DJC.
As the DGC, now we see with Kaylin a fully indoctrinated, I think might be a good way, a fully indoctrinated unit. You've got to feel that this is dangerous waters for White Lotus and Lady Britannia. Like I said, whether or not they're on the same page or not, they do not maybe have the same amount of chemistry as these three have, the same amount of, I guess the term would be bond that these three have. I mean, we see that all three of them have sort of joined together. And now, I've got to be honest, I don't know if as a group, Vindication is ready to deal with it.
Well, this is the first time, I believe, that we've seen the DGC all together in this sense. And honestly, it takes some time to really build that chemistry, but we've seen crazier things happen. I fear for my life seeing these three together right now. So hopefully the White Lotus and Lady Britannia have a little bit more guts than I do, because they're about to meet this chemistry face on for the first time.
Well, and here we have Kaylin and Lady Britannia, maybe the two people with, I'm not going to say the least stakes, but who have been the least involved in this saga. I mean, Kaylin, the newest member of the DGC, and we've already talked in length about Lady Britannia's involvement. So you've got to feel that it's quite interesting that in something so heated, they've sort of sent in the third wheels first. But you've got to feel that once this, and here comes Black Rose, that this can break down very easily.
No disrespect to either competitor, but maybe this is like a game of chess. Maybe they were just the pawns that were being sent out there to kind of test the field and see the strategy. It was very quick to see the Black Rose go in there and, go on the assault. But we did see the Black Rose get a victory over Lady Britannia just last week.
Yes, and it was after that match where Yuri York made her return after being taken out by Black Rose. And so making a statement of like, hey, I'm here and you have to deal with me again. You've got to feel that last week's events have sort of stayed in the mind of Lady Britannia, of Black Rose, and certainly of Yuri York.
Oh, now we see there the Black Rose meeting Lady Britannia, I believe with a forearm, if I'm not mistaken. It was kind of hard to see here. But now the Black Rose continuing the assault. Very smart to stay on this half of the ring, because you don't want to put Lady Britannia in an opportunity to tag out to either of her partners. But even then, is Lady Britannia going to be too proud and try and continue this fight?
And that's the thing. DGC, regardless of what you think of the group or the people involved, they have sort of a hierarchy. They know where they stand amongst each other. There isn't that issue of, is one too honorable to tag out. With this group, we see the tag there from New York, but you've got to feel the tag team fluidity is not going to be as evident. And now we see Black Rose taking the fight to Yuri York in the corner, and these two original members of the White Lotus. Yuri York was there when it began. The Black Rose was there. She was the first sort of new recruit to the team, and obviously now we've seen the likes of Catherine Love join, but these two have been here since season 1, and now it's sort of all fallen apart here.
Oh, and now you can tell that this is absolutely personal, as the Black Rose drives her knee straight into Yuri York's neck, but it didn't seem to affect York much, as she catches the leg and swings it around with that dragon screw. And now the Black Rose stuns York. Oh, and these two are just going to keep going back and forth with that backpack powerbomb connecting, and now the Black Rose dragging Yuri York over to her corner.
Yeah, now Black Rose tagging Kaylin. Not a lot has been seen from Sarah LeBlanc or Catherine Love thus far. I think maybe Black Rose looking to get the newest member of Kaylin to sort of prove herself just a little bit. Has now gotten that armbar headlock there, does Kaylin, and looking to get Yuri York to tap out.
But Yuri York able to escape out of it there as that Enziguri meets Yuri York's head. It looked like she was trying to go for a tag, but not able to. Now York getting back to her corner. Oh, this is just breaking down completely. It's now Catherine Love is getting involved, and she lifts up Kaylin. Oh, but Kaylin able to go for the Hurricane Rana, shifting the momentum and sending Catherine Love over to the steps.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think she almost sent her into those steps there, which we know Catherine Love, although she no longer has the bandages, recently coming off of a arm injury that was received at the hands of Kaylin. You've got to feel that Hurricane Run into the steps may have re-aggravated it.
Now we see Yuri York here sending Kaylin's face into the apron on the outside. And she's sending her right back in. This is going to be interesting to see how everything develops here, because Kaylin has now been in a precarious position over on the White Lotus corner. And now Yuri York is setting her up for that super kick. We have seen her win matches with this before, and no one from the DGC coming in. Kaylin able to kick out, and I don't know if that was a trust thing or what happened there, but the DGC seemed to have faith in their partner.
And that's what I talked about, the sort of tag team chemistry. They knew that Kaylin would be able to sort of kick out of that double stuff kick, super kick combo. But right now, they need to be careful not to get too overconfident here. As Yuri York, one of the best competitors we've had on Vindication, cannot afford to take her lightly as she gets dropped on her head there by Kaylin.
And now the Black Rose coming in. Catherine Love coming in as well. And now Catherine finally getting her hands on the Black Rose, something she's been wanting to do for months now, as Yuri York counters whatever Kaylin had in mind there. And now she's lifting her up and drops her down right there on the top rope.
And right now, York in control of Kaylin. Huge elbow strikes, goes for the kick, but gets caught there. And Kaylin now looking to get back into this, but Kaylin sent over the ropes, nearly taking out her partner, Sarah LeBlanc. And now drop kick to the outside. And Yuri York going into enemy waters, not sure how smart of a strategy this one is.
Now Yuri York right there, she intercepted something Sarah LeBlanc had in mind, but now these two are just continuing the assault, and Yuri York is trying her best, but I don't think it's going to be good enough as it's 2-on-1. And Yuri York is just in a bad spot, but she's not caring. She is putting up an incredible fight against the DGC here.
Yes, and now Black Rose almost playing defense against Yuri York there, and now dropping her with that reverse DDT on the outside, giving Kaylin a moment to catch her breath.
And now the referee continues counting. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 20 count on the outside. So these two women have a lot of time to catch their breath and really kind of reset the table, as the DGC and the White Lotus are both they're exhausted. It looks like they're starting to get exhausted.
Well, the thing is that we've not seen Catherine Love or Sarah LeBlanc be tagged into this match. And you've got to feel maybe you're saving both of those women as sort of the closers, so to speak. And now, could we start seeing, obviously Black Rose get brought in once again. Could we see those Sarah LeBlanc and Catherine Love be used to, close out the match and bring in that fresh person at the 10th hour?
On that forearm block right there by Yuri York. She's able to slip under, and now the full Boston Crab is in. The Black Rose trying to grasp the rope, but not quite able to. If Yuri York grabs out the Black Rose, that's going to be massive, but it looks like the Black Rose able to flip over, and she kicks Yuri York away as the pain has been done, but now the Black Rose continuing the assault, sending Yuri York over to the DGC corner, but she missed.
And now York going up top, but Black Rose right there to meet it, sends her crashing and burning to the outside. And now standing her, I was going to say, now to one step face first onto those solid steel steps. And a backslide driver to boot. Black Rose looking to brutalize Yuri York in this matchup. Again, dragging her over to the apron now, the hardest part of the ring. These two
Now-
just doing battle back and forth here.
Now the Black Rose just continuing that assault with the just slamming Yuri York's head onto the apron, and now once again going for that neck breaker, that unique neck breaker, driving the knee into the back of Yuri York's neck. That is something that you do to somebody that you don't want to see walk ever again. That is such a brutal maneuver. And the fact that Yuri York is still standing, the fact that Yuri York is still bringing the fight over to the Black Rose just shows how much determination York has in her body to end this between these two groups.
And now we see huge drop kick in the corner. Repeated drop kicks there from Black Rose, and Yuri York trying to fight her way towards her corner.
And now Yuri York looked like she was going to go for something there, but the Black Rose one step ahead once again, as now the Black Rose connects.
And then we see that double underhook DDT from the Black Rose, and that could be the beginning of the end for Yuri York as she is sent once more into enemy corners. And now just staring her down, huge slap to the face. What has she got in mind here? Placing it onto the top rope, and a double knee! Almost a drop-down Meteora onto the stomach of Yuri York, and that might very well be it. Lady Britannia, though, able to break through Sailor Blanc's defense and able to break up the pin.
And you saw the Black Rose right there kind of following Lady Britannia. She also seemed to inadvertently hit the referee. Now Sarah LeBlanc has rolled out of the ring on the other side, and the Black Rose has tagged in Kaylin once again. And now Kaylin putting her feet up on the ropes right here in front of us, but Lady Britannia once again able to break up this pinfall. Lady Britannia is not wanting to lose this match. She has been the MVP support for this match.
Absolutely, but right now, Yuri York needs desperately to make a tag, and now taking out Kaylin could be the moment to do just that. But Kaylin once again able to stop her. Vertical suplex takes her to the ground, and York once again nowhere to go.
This is going to be very interesting to see how Yuri York retaliates to this, because Yuri York has been in this matchup the longest out of anybody from her team. These three are just decimating York as best as they can. And as you've mentioned several times already, Catherine Love hasn't seen this match yet. She's the one that needs to come in and try and do something, as it looks like Yuri York was trying to start to drag herself over to her corner before the Black Rose stopped her. But now the momentum is starting to flip, and Yuri York is getting back online.
Yeah, now this is York's chance as she slips through. Got the double like Boston Crab fully locked in, this time nowhere near the ropes. Black Rose got nowhere to go, just wrenching back onto that Boston Crab, and this could be it. Could we see the tap out here as Black Rose able to reverse it and now kicks her way out.
And now we're going to see what these two have in store. This match has gone on quite a bit, as now it looks like the Black Rose was setting up for something big, but instead Yuri York reverses it with a DDT.
Just absolutely spiking her with that DDT. And now Yuri York looking to put the finishing touch on this matchup. Now running into Yuri.
And that has got to be it as Lady Britannia comes in. She stops Kaylin, but no, the Black Rose managed to kick out. Even though Lady Britannia was able to stop Kaylin, Black Rose still had fight in her.
York, she's firing on all cylinders right now, but you've got to wonder how much gas is left in the tank. And now sends her over to a corner, goes... Oh, I think she's going for something big there, but Black Rose able to get out of the way. And now Black Rose has done a good job of getting rid of all possible tags here by knocking them off the ropes. And Yuri York unable to get out of this match just yet.
And now Yuri York and Black Rose. This is very personal between the two as Yuri York rolls through once again. That full Boston Crab has proved to be very good for her. And that's... Wait, hold on. Did the Black Rose just tap?
She just tapped out. Yuri York has just made the Black Rose tap out with that full Boston Crab. And Yuri York getting some measure of revenge here tonight.
That was an incredible. I didn't even see it happen. I heard. What?
The winners of the main event, the team of Lady Britannia and Yuri York, Catherine Love, the White Lotus.
A big win for the White Lotus. It's a big win for Lady Britannia to round off the night here on Vindication. As always, I've been Alexander Shaw. He has been the chairman of the CWL, and after
Darlings, over the last week, I have been asked the same question over and 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 over. Where is Alex Graves? Well, darling, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. The Fabulous Furious Freaks don't know. Management don't know. His family and few friends don't know. The only person with the answer is the man himself. But over the last month, I have been saving him. I have been showing him who he truly is. And it's not the good boy hero that you all want him to be. You turned a ruthless killer into a puppy dog vying for your attention, just like you did to me. But no matter, darlings, because at 0 hour, we will get our answer.